When the woman arrives downstairs at the company building, every employee instantly tenses up. The assistant scrambles to straighten out the magazines. Staff members swap their slippers for high heels, and lipstick has to be reapplied immediately. She is the editor-in-chief of a fashion magazine, Miranda. Working under her, perfection is non-negotiable. The assistant, Emily, receives an overwhelming number of instructions every day. Despite the workload, she never complains. Andy is an intern reporter, just an ordinary girl by any standard. That day, she comes in for an interview for the position of Miranda's assistant. They say if you can survive 1 year working for Miranda, every major publication will be lining up to hire you. Andy nervously attends the interview. She knows nothing about fashion and has zero relevant experience. Miranda is clearly unimpressed. Andy is about to leave, but decides to give it one last shot.
Yeah, okay. You're right. I don't fit in here. I am not skinny or glamorous, and I don't know that much about fashion, but I'm smart. I learn fast, and I will work very hard.
I got the exclusive on the cover.
Miranda dives back into her work, acting as if Andy no longer exists. All Andy can do is stand there and wait. Just like that, Andy unexpectedly lands the job, but on her very first day, she's summoned to work early in the morning. Andy has no choice but to wake up at dawn and start grinding for Miranda. If Andy messes up, Emily gets punished too. Andy is told to stay at her desk at all times, because the previous assistant stepped out to use the restroom, missed a single phone call, and was fired on the spot. With such a tiny margin for error, the pressure on Andy is crushing. Her main duties are temporarily handled by Emily, while Andy is only assigned relatively simple tasks. Not long after, a designer drops off a pair of high heels for Andy. Andy thinks she'll never need them. Just then, Miranda calls for Emily, but she's nowhere to be found. Andy has to step in herself.
I need 10 or 15 skirts from Calvin Klein. And make sure we have Pier 59 at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And remind Jocelyn I need to see a few of those satchels that Mark is doing in the Pony. And then tell Simone I'll take Jackie if Maggie isn't available. Did de Marchelier confirm?
Okay.
The endless instructions leave Andy overwhelmed. Then, Miranda notices the shoes on Andy's feet. Now, the designer heels finally come in handy, but Andy's sense of style becomes the butt of her coworkers' jokes. During a wardrobe selection meeting, Andy makes a mistake. Miranda is deciding between two belts, and Andy laughs at the wrong moment.
Something funny?
It's just that both both look exactly the same to me. I'm still learning about this stuff.
Okay. I see. You think this has nothing to do with you.
Miranda gives Andy a brutal lesson on the spot. She harshly calls out Andy's ignorance and her complete lack of fashion awareness. Andy truly experiences for the first time the power of her boss. Her boyfriend thinks she should quit, but Andy refuses to back down. As long as she survives 1 year, she can easily land a better job. From then on, every single day, whenever Miranda comes or goes, she casually tosses her bags and coats onto Andy's desk. Hanging clothes and collecting handbags become part of Andy's daily routine. Early morning breakfast runs, car repairs, dog walking. Andy handles every task flawlessly. But one night, Andy is having dinner with her father. Miranda, away on a business trip, suddenly calls, demanding that Andy arrange a flight in the middle of a thunderstorm.
Get me home.
Oh my God, she's going to murder me.
What does she want you to do? Call the National Guard and have her airlifted out of there?
Of course not. Could I do that?
Andy does everything she possibly can, yet in the end, she's still blamed by Miranda. The reason Miranda keeps Andy is because she believes Andy is different from the others. However,
Anyway, you ended up disappointing me more than any of the other silly girls.
after chewed out, Andy is filled with frustration and immediately turns to a coworker to vent.
So quit.
What?
Quit. What is it that you want me to say, huh? Do you want me to say poor you? Miranda's picking on you, poor Andy. Wake up, 6. She's just doing her job.
She doesn't actually want to quit. Everyone else here loves this job, while she's the only one who feels trapped by it. Andy finally gets it. She heads to the wardrobe department, ready to completely overhaul her style. When she shows up again, Emily is left speechless.
Are you wearing the
Chanel boots? Yeah, I am.
You look good.
Shut up.
From that point on, Andy never wears the same outfit twice. Even Miranda can't help but compliment her look. But at the same time, Andy slowly drifts away from her circle of friends. When Miranda calls, her friends grab the phone and refuse to give it back. Andy has no choice but to snatch it and answer. Andy becomes more and more efficient at her job, to the point where she doesn't even need Miranda to ask before handling everything in advance. Because of that, Andy starts getting trusted, and soon the task of delivering magazines is assigned to her as well. Miranda hands Andy the keys to her apartment. Emily warns her carefully to drop things off and leave immediately. But once at Miranda's place, the twin daughters lead her upstairs instead. By accident, Andy discovers Miranda's husband is deeply unhappy, believing she cares only about work and has no life beyond it. At that moment, Miranda turns and sees Andy. She says nothing, sets down the magazine, and walks away. The next day, Miranda starts deliberately giving Andy a hard time. She orders Andy to find an unpublished Harry Potter manuscript for her twin daughters. Before leaving, she adds another nearly impossible demand: a steak delivered to her in 15 minutes. But it's not mealtime, and there's no way to buy a steak. Andy runs into the kitchen of a steakhouse, pays extra, and convinces the chef to cook one on the spot. But when she brings the steak back, Miranda says she's no longer hungry. She then coldly warns Andy that if the Harry Potter manuscript isn't on her desk by 3, she'll face the consequences.
And if you don't have that Harry Potter book by then, don't even bother coming back.
Andy finally snaps, just as she's pouring her heart out to her boyfriend and preparing to quit. One phone call changes everything. As it turns out, her friend happens to have access to the new manuscript. Just like that, Andy completes the task ahead of schedule. She not only secures the manuscript, but even has the coffee perfectly prepared.
One copy. What are my twins going to do with that? Share.
I made 2 copies and had them covered, reset, and bound so that they wouldn't look like manuscripts. This is an extra copy to have in file, you know, just in case.
Well, where are these fabulous copies?
There was the twins, on the train on the way to Grandma's. Is there anything else I can do for you? Okay.
Miranda starts to see this young woman in a new light. That same evening, Miranda is scheduled to attend a charity gala. Emily isn't feeling well and can't make it. Andy, who was supposed to celebrate her boyfriend's birthday, gets a call from Miranda halfway there. Miranda wants Andy to accompany her to the event. Andy has no choice but to quickly memorize the names of every guest attending. Sure enough, at the gala, Emily momentarily forgets the name of the person approaching them. At the very last second, Andy confidently provides the correct name.
It's Ambassador Franklin, and that's the woman that he left his wife for, Rebecca.
Successfully saving Miranda from an awkward moment. Afterward, Andy rushes off to celebrate her boyfriend's birthday, only to run into the friend who helped her get the manuscript. He confesses his feelings for her, but Andy still chooses to go home. Even so, she ends up missing her boyfriend's birthday anyway. In that moment, Andy begins to question, is this really the life she wants?